What's going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? It's your boy Daily G. Thanks for coming back to my channel. It is Wednesday, January 13th, 2021, and it is time for another episode of the next show.
Deli with the sauce.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so on this episode, hopefully I'll be able to get all these topics, but I'll be talking to you guys about NFL regular season recap, NFL playoff picks, the Toronto Raptors, NHL predictions for the season coming up, AEW, UFC, ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, and Francisco Lindor. So as always, hopefully I can get to all those topics, and hopefully I don't run out of film either in the meantime. So let's start with the first thing here on the docket. Give me 1 second here. So, NFL regular season. So it was definitely an interesting one, given everything that was going on with COVID and everything. So at the end of the day, though, I'm just gonna go over my picks in particular, because I was doing some math and it looks like I was averaging about 10.5 correct picks a week. So if we're looking at, we got to take away, I didn't do the Thursday game, so that means we got to remove 15 games from the entire NFL regular season schedule. So that leaves me with about 241 games. So 10.5 correct picks a week works up to about a 178 and 63 record, give or take. So in a 241 game season, again, removing all the Thursday night football games, which I didn't pick, I mean, we're looking at almost a 74% win percentage for trying to pick 241 games correctly. That's pretty damn good. That is pretty damn good. I don't care who you are. Okay? Almost 74% win percentage in picks. That's all right. You must know a little bit about football to get a 75, almost a 74% blip there in making correct NFL picks. So I'm real proud of that for especially for putting it out there to YouTube land for the first year. I'm pretty impressed with myself. So yeah, it was a good first season of picks to be broadcast on YouTube. So excellent. We'll keep it coming for the following NFL season. Now, next up here on the discussion, staying with the NFL, my playoff picks for this weekend. So some teams won, some teams lost, and I'm going to give a few shout-outs here. I'm going to take some time to give a few shout-outs before I get into the duds that happened this past weekend. So shout-out to my boy Jesse. Once again, the Bills came through, buddy. You must have been super proud of that. First home playoff win for the Bills in 25 years. I think Bills Mafia and everybody, that's a Bills fan, whether casual or hardcore, should be real proud of this achievement. It's been long overdue, and I'm just happy to see that the Patriots dynasty has been overthrown finally and officially. So who knows what's going to happen from here? They got to play either Tennessee or no, not Tennessee, because Tennessee lost. And I picked them to win. That would be a great segue. But they got to play Baltimore, and then the Browns have to play the Chiefs. So it's going to be a couple of awesome matchups for the upcoming weekend, and you guys will be sure to get my picks on that for shizzle. But shout out to Jesse and shout out to the Bills. My wife's team lost, that being the Steelers. She was pretty disappointed about that. Especially having started out 11-0 this year, but it was kind of a mirage 11-0 because things weren't quite what they seemed, and they were trending down coming towards the playoffs, and a team like Buffalo is trending up, just stomping all over people. And they say, they always say, man, in football and almost every other sport, is the team that comes into a postseason hot is the team to watch out for, and is a team that's going to be dangerous, just like the Browns, And just like the Bills, they were coming in hot, winning 5, 6, 7 of their 7, 8 games, whatever have you. But they had only lost 1 or 2 games in the last 5, 6 weeks or something like that. So that's what happened. The good teams that came in hot and had the right personnel were the teams that ultimately won. Man. Ultimately won. But honestly, you got to give big shout outs to Baker Mayfield and the Browns. No head coach, COVID issues all over the place, man. And they somehow rallied together and beat up on the Steelers on the road, man. So that's a huge compliment. And shout out to Baker Mayfield and the boys on getting it done. Now, on the other side of the ledger, with respect to the NFC, I would have loved to have given a shout out to my boy Jakey and his Seahawks, but unfortunately, I ain't gonna do that. I picked the Seahawks to win at home. Fortunately, though, the Rams came in there and took care of business. I don't know, what happened. I wasn't really paying attention to the game too much in the sense of watching it, but I saw what I saw, and I saw the final score, and yeah, it sucks if you're a Seahawks fan, but I guess you'll be back in the playoffs next year, and you still have a Super Bowl in the modern era, which is more than what I could say for myself and my fellow Jets fans. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. Yeah, and then Green Bay is I think they got the bye, so they're looking ahead to the Rams. And then what was the other NFC game? Oh yeah, so the Bucs handled their business, and they're moving on. Although I picked the Bucs, so that was a foregone conclusion. But yeah, man. I think so 6 games, and I think I had 3 duds. So I picked Tennessee to win. I picked the Seahawks to win, and I'm pretty sure those are the only ones I got incorrect. Were the Titans, the Titans. Oh no, yeah, the Steelers. Yeah, so the Titans, the Steelers, and the Seahawks. Yeah, those must have been my duds right there. But anyways, yeah, we'll see what happens. So keep it locked here, always, of course, for the next round of picks here to come in the what is this? The divisional round would be the next Super Wild Card weekend, and now the divisional playoffs as usual. Cool. All right, guys. So speaking of playoffs. One team that probably won't be making it to the playoffs this year is probably going to be the Toronto Raptors. What is their record now? 1-6, 2-6, or something like that. It's looking bad, man. And the only thing I wanted to speak on with regards to the Raptors and what's going on this season is how Masai Ujiri was treating the center position and trying to get guys like Ibaka and Gasol re-signed. I guess he was wanting to hold out and not necessarily trying to pay guys that help you win titles. The money and term that they were owed, because you were trying to wait on Giannis, who ultimately re-signed that huge deal, in Milwaukee, and then missed a free throw to tie the game subsequently thereafter. I don't know, man. I think that was a stupid decision, and you should just the guys clearly are still healthy enough to play. Like Gasol's killing it, still hitting threes in LA, although very limited minutes or whatever. But given his age and declining skill set, that's fine. The Lakers are getting exactly what they need and want from him, and Ibaka killing it with the Clippers. So, both guys bolted to LA. Basically, they went to the other side of the country per se, or the other coast, to get away from Ujiri and the way he was handling the guys, man. And then you had to fall back on some white dude out of Phoenix who hasn't really done much at all. I haven't seen the guy really do anything at all this year. So I don't know, Masai. You built a true winner with getting Kawhi over here, but I don't know, man. The way you handled the depth at center, not great, buddy. So hopefully at the trade deadline or something, or this coming off season through the draft, whatever, you can resolve it, because that's not that's not looking great for you there. All right, so I want to talk a bit about the NHL season coming up, and yeah, there's a lot of leaf trolls out there, man, thinking that this might be the year. and it's not going to be your year, man. It's not going to be your year. There's still too much parity, too much competition, and your team folds under the pressure. So, honestly, there's the other thing I did want to talk about is people were talking about on Facebook talking about because it's Sports that broke the news about Corey Perry signing with the Habs, and everybody's like, oh yeah, awesome. So it just so happens I read a report today, and I was getting a lot of flack on the Sportsnet channel on Facebook for this. Because I was like, yo, don't they still have Dale Weiss under contract? I mean, at this point, at this stage in their careers, isn't that pretty much the same thing? You're getting the same type of player. And I got blasted by people saying, oh no, don't do my man Perry like that. Nah. When in reality, you're looking at a guy who the last 2 years had a total of 31 points in 2 years and a combined minus 18 rating. Okay, so that pretty much sounds like Dale Weiss to me. Anyways, still getting blasted by a lot of Frenchies and Montreal fans who were just like, oh yeah, it's still a good deal, $750,000, we have nothing to lose, yada yada. So word breaks out today, news comes out today that Montreal puts Corey Perry on waivers to start the year. And who knows if he'll even take his assignment or if he wants to go down and play in the minor leagues. So there you have it, guys. I mean, come on, man. I've been watching this game a long time and studying this game a long time, okay? Long enough to know that Perry's washed up, yo. And I'm not surprised that he got caught by Montreal whatsoever. Not surprised whatsoever. Because, I mean, really, like for all the things that I've mentioned, and then some. I mean, really, like, you're not gonna get any production out of the guy, and he's too slow. They probably already seen. They did a bunch of scrimmages and practices, and they're like, "Wow, man, COVID hit this guy. He was already trending down last couple years, and he looks really out of shape. We can't take this guy on. They're not gonna take the guy on. So just plain and simple. I mean, so there you go, guys. I mean, haters gonna hate, but there you have it. In the end, I get the last laugh. Hardy har har. Because I told y'all what I said at the end was, oh, this might be like a Kovalchuk kind of a deal where they might just like flip him at the deadline. Nah, son, because he ain't gonna make it trade deadline as a member of the Montreal Canadiens. So, bye Felicia and bye haters. All right, moving on. Speaking of haters, yo, this AEW promotion is just killing it right now, man. Just killing it. They're storming Impact tapings and just running roughshod there. And recently on Dynamite, as you may have seen, what is it, New Year's Smash or whatever, night 1, this motherfucker Kenny Omega brings back a modified version of the Bullet Club that they was running in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, okay, if all the people who are watching my channel and watching this episode right now who are not wrestling observers, I don't have time to go into all this, but just please go look into Simon Miller's ups and downs from AEW Dynamite or every other show on What Culture Wrestling channel on YouTube. Simon Miller just kills it in all of his ups and downs of every show. But you guys gotta check out the AEW stuff because they're doing some awesome stuff. And I mean, wow. Oh yeah, the new TNT belt also because. Of all things that I've spoken about, you might as well just call me silly right now because I wanted to actually open the show off with, my condolences and to his son and his family of John Huber who passed away. Some of you may know him as the Exalted One, Brody Lee on AEW, but most of you probably actually, because that's WWE has that kind of exposure, might know him as Luke Harper. And then the Bludgeon Brothers, Wyatt family, yada yada. But it's just sad because the really sad part of it was that the guy's only 41, and I'm about to turn 37 in 2021. So like it's just crazy, man, that he can just pass so sudden. It was like a non-COVID related lung issue that he was battling that he ultimately succumbed to. So again, John Huber, rest in peace. And he leaves a wife and a son behind who he loves and cares for very much. So may he rest in peace. And it was a great tribute that they did for him on the following AEW Dynamite, and even like Eric Rowan, his old running buddy, came back, and did a little tribute for him and everything. So it was all very nice. Now, actually, staying within the sports and entertainment division, I want to just talk a bit about the UFC and specifically Conor McGregor, because I'm watching the UFC here, or I'm watching ESPN, and I'm getting all these commercials about McGregor Poirier 2, or whoever the heck he's fighting. I believe it's Poirier 2, the second bout. Now, my whole thing was I thought this motherfucker was a money fighter and a big time fighter for championships. So this isn't even like a championship bout, and I don't think he's getting paid too much for it, considering it's not pay per view. It's just ESPN Plus. So I don't know. I think Connor might be trending down. I think he had a lot of heat a couple years ago, man. But then after he basically got his ass unofficially knocked the fuck out by Floyd, he's lost a lot of traction for me, anyways. For me, as a casual MMA and UFC fan, he's just lost a lot of traction for me, man. So I may be watching the fight if I'm not doing anything on Saturday, but I probably won't be. I mean, if there's gonna be hockey on and basketball and playoff football, I doubt I'll be watching it for real. But there you have it, man. I mean, we'll see where this guy goes from here after this fight, and it'd be crazy to think if he lost too. God forbid. All right, so actually, this is great. All these segues are brilliant. Staying with ESPN and with them broadcasting the Conor McGregor fight versus Poirier coming up. ESPN. So I'm watching ESPN, and everything's great, and I'm loving First Take. And actually, the First Take is one of my inspirations for me going on YouTube and doing my show. But guys like Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith now, so he's got a radio show and he's got First Take, and he does bits and pieces of commentary for different programs on ESPN. And now he's got like a nightly kind of like talk show or whatever. Now it's like, damn, nigga, you working, man. You working hard, man. I hope ESPN is paying him like a lot of dough, because this man is working like a donkey, but he's also carrying the network. A lot of people say this on YouTube. In the YouTube chats, man, you go on there and you watch any First Take content, they're like, Stephen A, once he gets all his money, he can finally afford that back surgery that he's always needed, because he's been carrying ESPN for years on his back. So, hey, man, good on him, but dang, man, it's a lot of shows for this brother to be on. A lot of shows. So, do you think, Playboy? Oh yeah, and he's got a recurring role on that soap opera too. So I don't know. I guess people must like him. I mean, I like him, but you can only take so much of the guy, especially when he's screaming at Max for no reason. Okay, guys. So last thing I want to touch on real quick. It looks like I should be able to get to this here with not much film remaining. Is Francisco Lindor. And I'm going to hit you guys with this one in Spanish. So for all my Spanish homies and viewers out there, this one's for you, okay? Entonces, aquí estamos diciendo la cosa de Francisco Lindor, que cambió equipo de los Indios de Cleveland y se fue a los Metropolitos de Nueva York. Y este es un gran éxito para Nueva York, porque ahora tienen un verdadero estrella puertorriqueño en esa comunidad. Para demostrar lo que puede hacer los puertorriqueños. Y no se olviden, si ustedes van a decir de que ese tipo no sabe ganar nada porque no ganó con los Indios de Cleveland. No, así no digan eso así, porque no se olviden que ganó el trofeo en la Serie Mundial con Puerto Rico también. Ese tipo sabe ganar, y ese tipo es un pelotero muy bueno, un vacillón para los New York Mets. Si fuera yo le digo a los Indios de Cleveland, mira, toma lo que ustedes quieran, medio del equipo entero para este tipo, porque man, si fuera mi Blue Jays que agarraron ese tipo, man, ustedes saben que yo voy en este show y yo digo todo eso, un vacilón para los Blue Jays. Pero nada, ese esa organización, yo no sé, la gente que están ahí en esa organización haciendo las decisiones de todos los peloteros y todos los jugadores que entran aquí, yo no sé, man, yo no sé, algo está pasando con esa gente porque ya ha pasado como 2 o 3 años y ni mierda para los Blue Jays, pero nada, Francisco Lindor a los Mets, yo, es un gran éxito porque a la gente le gusta de Nueva York, los puertorriqueños, dominicanos también, le encantan los Yankees, pero los Yankees no tienen mierda de pelotero latino que son buenos ahí. Todo bueno que ellos tienen son gringos ahora, yo no sé lo que es eso, pero nada, ahora Nueva York tiene un gran estrella puertorriqueño que gente puede ver ahí en el estadio. All right, guys, yeah, so Francisco Lindor, yo. You guys can replay it back and translate, but basically, long story short, this is a huge deal for the New York Mets to acquire Lindor. Now they have a real Puerto Rican superstar and somebody that the Puerto Ricans of New York, which is a large contingent of them, can gravitate to because Lord knows the Yankees haven't had a really good Latin, Puerto Rican, or Dominican baseball player since A-Rod left town. So I think not Gleyber Torres, but one of those guys. There might be one good Puerto Rican Dominican player on there, but he ain't on the same level as Francisco Lindor, man. That was a great trade, and Carlos Carrasco too. So you just got an amazing, third baseman, position player, and an awesome pitcher too. So hey, great work by the Mets on that trade. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. I'm running out of film, so I gotta wrap this puppy up. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I always got to give a huge shout out to my lovely wife, Kirsten, because this show would definitely not be possible without you. So thank you so much for all that you do for myself and for our baby girl, Sophia. Mwah. I hope you're watching. Daddy loves you so much. I hope you guys continue to watch out there. So stay tuned. More episodes of the next show, including your favorite card breaks. We won't get back on that Tim Hortons box train real soon. So we'll get to see what's inside the rest of that box. For now, this has been an episode of the next show. I'm Deli G, and I'm out. Peace.